Good boy. Go, Mama. Good boy. Come here, Mama. Come here. Come here, come here. Good boy. Wow.
Hey everyone!
Hello.
We're here at the cottage today, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell because...
Looks a little bit different from the last time you might have seen it.
Yeah, the last video that I made was at the end of fall, and now we're in the middle of winter. As you can see, we just got finished with a little dusting of snow, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. That's what's special about this area here, is that every season the scenery is just a little bit different. So we want to thank you for such positive feedback that we've gotten on our last video, and we've gotten so many questions, so we thought we would make this video to answer a few of those. So one of the most common comments that we've gotten on the video is what inspired you to kind of move off the grid, so to speak, and get a cabin in the woods and live a more rural lifestyle. So there's quite a few things actually, and in this video we're going to tell you a little bit about them. One of the first things and the first reasons, and one of the most important reasons why we decided to kind of pursue this lifestyle, is because for as long as we can remember, we've always really appreciated open space and the outdoors.
Yeah, I would add too that we both have always enjoyed running, and running is one of those activities that really reinforces your surroundings and helps you appreciate your surroundings. So when we find a neat spot to run, we get really excited. And so being in a place where there's so many amazing places to run and just be outdoors, that's really grown our appreciation even further for this kind of setting.
With that being said, we kind of asked ourselves why this was, why we like the outdoors, why we like outdoor activities so much, and I think a lot of it stems from how we both grew up. We both grew up in relatively different environments, but we kind of came to enjoy the same things through different experiences in a way. So I grew up in a relatively rural environment. I mean, it was kind of a cross between, I guess you'd call it rural suburbs. And what I appreciated about that was the same things I appreciate about rural life now, which was being outside. In the first video about the cabin that I made, I mentioned how my brother and I would go out and we'd play in the stream behind the house all the time and catch frogs and just enjoy being outside. So that kind of carried over to my adult lifestyle now, and I appreciate the same stuff nowadays.
Yeah, and for me, I grew up in more of a city kind of suburb area. So I actually grew up doing a lot of outdoor activities with my family, but we would have to travel a bit to be able to do those things. So always appreciated doing those outdoor activities with my family, but being in a place like this where we have more accessibility to those types of activities is pretty cool.
So another reason why we're absolutely ecstatic about having such a perfect place in the country, I think stems, for me at least, from back when I was little. And back when I was little, we would build little forts in the woods. And I think this is what kind of sparked my interest in smaller, tiny structures. There's this whole movement, which is the tiny house movement. Our cabin here doesn't necessarily fit into a tiny house mold because it's a little bit larger than what most people would call a true tiny house. Our cottage is about, with the basement, it's maybe 1,200 square feet, maybe 1,000 square feet. I'll have to measure it since we've been working on the basement. But so it's a small, comfortable home. And I think this reason of downsizing from a larger home and kind of living simply in a smaller structure is very attractive to us because it just allows us so much more flexibility. It allows us to appreciate the simpler things in life in a way because you don't have as much stuff to concentrate on and to care about. When you have a smaller house, you've got less furniture, you've got less rooms, you've got less things to cloud your mind with in a way. So when we have a small, beautiful place in the woods just like this, it's just perfect for what we love about life.
And in the past, we have lived in a bigger home, and it wasn't all cut out to, I don't know that phrase. It wasn't all cracked up. It wasn't all.
It's not what it was cut out to be.
So prior to living here, we did live in a bigger home, and it took a lot more time and effort to maintain, and it just wasn't really worth it for us. Whereas something like this, less space to manage, and just more space to do the things that we enjoy. So really for us, it's a home run, having a smaller place with more space versus a bigger home that's more to manage.
Yep, it fits us like a glove.
Yep. And I think that goes into flexibility.
Oh, definitely, yeah. So, you want to take it away on flexibility?
Sure. So having a smaller place, having more time all of a sudden that we don't have to delegate to doing a bunch of cleaning of a whole bunch of rooms and kind of managing a bigger home, it allows us to spend our time doing things that we enjoy more.
Yeah.
So that includes traveling, that includes going places, doing all the outdoor activities that we've mentioned before that we enjoy doing.
And it's not just physical flexibility with managing the house and things like that, but it's also financial flexibility too, because I mean we're very lucky that this house in the area that we love on a piece of property that's amazing is financially more desirable and less expensive than a house in the suburbs. So we have more financial freedom to do things that we enjoy doing, whether that's traveling or being outside or pursuing hobbies. And having a smaller place allows us to do that because it's cheaper. So it's a win-win-win really in a lot of different categories.
So another advantage.
I thought I was talking.
Oh, I thought it was my turn. Okay, fine.
No, you go.
No, you go. No, you go.
You were already taking it away.
So another advantage to living here is we really enjoy it here, and we feel like there's a lot of fun things to do, and that translates to a lot of fun things to do with family and friends. So the fact that we have a place that we have so many things to do gives us plenty of reasons to invite friends and family to come over and really enjoy their time here. Places that we've lived in the past, even though we had the space to really have people come and visit, people didn't really want to come and visit us too often.
People like to visit places that they enjoy going.
Yeah,
So,
besides just to see us.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's not always about us, it's about the areas and the things that you can do in the areas.
Yeah.
So, kind of along those lines about family and friends, an important thing for us that we've come to realize about small town living, small community living, and living in a more rural environment is that there's just a closer sense of community when you live in a smaller community. You as a person can be involved in more, and you can make a difference more in a small town, because one person can influence more since there's just less people as a whole. So with that being said, it's just a closer feeling of community, a closer knit community, and those are some things that we really appreciate about getting to know your neighbors, making friends in the area, and just having that nice small town feel of everyone around being friends and family.
And there's one more really important reason as to why we chose the cottage life. And that is because Wilbur, he loves it.
So we were questioning how he would react to the snow. And he really he really loves it. Yeah, the other day Wilbur discovered that snow is actually water.
And edible.
And edible. But he's very particular about which snow he eats because he'll only eat it if you make it into a snowball first. Okay. So you make it into a snowball and then oh! And then he'll look for that one single snowball for about 5 minutes before he then realizes that oh,
There's a piece.
So those are just a couple of the reasons why we decided to leave a more urban lifestyle and move to a cabin in the country. They make a lot of sense to us, and we hope it kind of sheds some light on why we did it and what our mindset was and why we decided to buy this beautiful cabin in the country.
And why we're so happy with that decision.
Yeah. If you got any more questions, let us know below. And thanks again for watching. And I'm sure we'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned for some more cabin life videos.
Bye.
Take care.